2-minute warning. Good evening, and welcome to the 19th regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council. I call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Agenda item number 2, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, led by Girl Scout Troop 3071 and Troop 4813. If you could please come forward and lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much for your help. Agenda item number 3, roll call. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clerk. Councilwoman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Mills.
Here.
Councilman Simmons.
Here.
President Kole.
Here.
Mayor Sidnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Agenda item number 4, approval of the minutes from the September 23rd, 2024 regular meeting, the October 2nd, 2024 work session, and the October 16th, 2024 regular meeting. Are there any additions or changes to the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Clerk, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson.
Yes.
President Kole.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Agenda item number 5 is a report of the Mayor and City Council. I'll start this evening with Councilman Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. First off, just to share a couple updates from the committees that I sit on. First one is the Education Committee, and the Education Committee met earlier this week. The Chairwoman Gonzalez-Jackson reported from the most recent Prince George's County Public School meeting that there were some parental topics that were brought up, one about transportation, one about the earlier start time for the public schools, as well as there's a new sort of school parent platform. So the committee is sort of looking for some ways that perhaps it can assist some parents in that process, particularly around getting familiar with the new platform and how it works. Other items going on the Education Committee, next week the mayor will be having a principal's breakfast, and Chairwoman Gonzalez-Jackson will be at that with him just to sort of maintain strong connections with all the schools that we have in the city and just outside the city. And also the Laurel High School is looking to hold a college and career fair in the new year, January 15th, I think it is, 15th or 16th. Next week, they're having a planning meeting for that. I'll be present, as well as the Education Committee Chairwoman Gonzalez-Jackson, just to sort of help them from the city's perspective. So lots of good things happening there. For the Citizens Advisory Committee for Persons with Disabilities, which I chair, we're rebooting that committee. Our next meeting will be on the 20th. And so the last couple of meetings, I've been continuing to sort of solicit folks who are interested. We've got some committee members, but we'd like to sort of continue to expand. Our key goal in that committee is to be sure that residents who have disabilities, whether they be mobility, whether they be hearing, whether they be autism or things like that, that they still can stay connected and be a part of the city and be an active part of the city. So please, if you, someone you know, someone you're a caretaker of, et cetera, step forward. There's a couple modifications we're looking to do to that committee as well. I won't mention what they are right now, but some good things I believe in store for that. Sort of on that note, some folks may be aware of a piece of legislation introduced at the state level and called Eric's ID law. This came to our attention with one of our residents here, Mr. Mitchell, and his mom, Ms. Eiffel. They did a presentation. It'll be back on the docket for the state level this coming legislative session, but the council unanimously signed a letter of support for that. What it would allow is people to voluntarily disclose on their state ID that they might have autism, mental health, hearing disability, and some other non-apparent disabilities, something you may not know right away. A big part of that is to be an aid to law enforcement. But again, it's called Eric's Law. If you go to my website, adrianforlaurel.org, I got a video where Eric and his mom were interviewed. Great story to watch, as well as some detail on that legislation. So I encourage you to check that out. That's on adrianforlaurel.org. I'll quickly go through two more items and then hand it back to you, Mr. President. As you know, we're in the middle of election season, so I wanted to encourage folks to check out the Laurel Independent election guide. Again, I've got that on my site, or you can go straight to Streetcar Suburb News. One of the nice things I like about their guide is it gives you some things on the local judges, which you may not get. Those can be hard as you work your way down ballot, so look for some tips there that they put together for us. Two other items. This weekend, I visited the Laurel Museum and saw the Awkward Family Photos exhibit. And I know some of the other council members were already there. I took the kids there on Sunday. It actually was really, really good. They have 2 rooms of just very funny photos. So I want to encourage residents to get there. I guarantee you're going to find one you like. There was one that parents were swinging their kids and they snapped a photo, but the kid was flying off. So just a bunch of funny things. You'll have a good time going around. Take 20 minutes or so. While you're down there, you can walk along Riverfront Park. Makes for a great outing to sort of get out in nature as those trees are turning. So a great activity. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 4 is when the Laurel Museum is open. So check them out online. And lastly, something I also posted to my site over the weekend. Earlier this summer, Fortune magazine did a survey of 2,000 cities around the nation, scored them on 2,200 different metrics on are there good places to live, and the number one place in the country was Silver Spring, Maryland. And I thought that was, I wish it was Laurel, Maryland, right? But as I read the article, there was a lot of things that Silver Spring does that we also do, and so I was very happy to see all the great services and things that we've done. Also some ideas for things we can continue to do. So again, I encourage you to check out the site, see the 3-minute video there, and I think it can be a great way for us to sort of cast even a bigger vision for what's ahead. Thank you for your patience. Mr. President, back to you.
Thank you, Councilman Simmons. Ms. Johnson?
Thank you, Council President. For my report, I'd just like to share from October 17th, I did have a chance to go to the Public and Safety and Transportation meeting. So there we talked about different issues regarding our citizens, like parking too far to the curb where visibility would be, people can't see very well. Talked about the Neighborhood Watch program and the registering your doorbell cameras. Just want to remind everyone that this information is on the Laurel PD website, some things that they're working on. So just make sure you pay attention to those and participate in those, because it'll help us help each other in our neighborhoods as far as being safe. And Sergeant Henson also reminded us to not leave your cars running. I know it's getting colder outside and it's easier to start your car and keep it running, but just be mindful because people are, stealing cars and things like that. Also on the 17th, I had a brief chance to come into the PG County meeting, but I just wanted to shout out the communications and the IT department for getting the equipment so that we can hold a hybrid meeting. I think that may have been our first one. It was kind of cool. So if people weren't able to be here, they can also log in online. So we showed that we are leading the local government in that way. October 19th, we had a great Hispanic Heritage Celebration here. I think that was our first one also. I did want to shout out the staff members here who participated. It was a great event. There was food and dancing, showed our Hispanic community that we see them, that we acknowledge them. So I thought that was a very, very great event that was held here. some things I just wanted to share that I was working on. I've started working, and I just wanted to let people know that I was working on those. I've heard my neighbors talk about a sidewalk on 197 going towards 7-Eleven. So we are working to reach out to the state administration for that. Working on some educational workshops for youth and senior citizen workshops. So things that I'm working on. And then the Women's History Month is coming up. So we are having a fundraiser for that. We're having a Facebook Live event on Saturday, November the 9th, and an in-person event on Saturday, November 23rd. But I'll share more information with that later. But some upcoming things just to make you all aware of. Saturday, November the 2nd, and the mayor may talk some more about these things. There will be a leadership conference, From Struggle to Strength Leadership Conference at the Partnership Hall from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Like Councilman Simmons said, please vote. I know the 5th is coming up. Early voting has started. Please get out and cast your vote. Also, the Mayor and City Hall will be having a Veterans Appreciation Breakfast on November the 9th. We want to take a moment to show our veterans some appreciation. So if you know of any, have them sign up and come out. And then lastly, on Friday, November the 22nd at 6 p.m., SAILS, the Stillborn and Infant Law Support Group, is having their gala. So you can still purchase tickets for that, or if you're not able to attend, you can also donate to that cause. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilmember Clark, or Mills. Sorry about that.
So, thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everybody. I want to first start off with my opening comments from Tavis Smiley, who said, "You can't lead people unless you love people. You can't save people unless you serve them. You can't navigate through life if incivility is the order. There's no other way to survive but to be kind." My events, October 17th, we had the resource fair at the Craig A. Moe Multi-Service Center. Let me say that one more time. The Craig A. Moe Multi-Service Center, and which is a great place for the unhoused, and actually it's a great place for us, for those who want to volunteer and to come out and help. That same day, after I left that event, I went to Fairmont Heights High School. They had a college and career day. Then on the 18th, October 18th, which was the Safe Fall Nights at the Armory from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this is where we, last week, we were teaching how to create this coding program. It was to create games. You kids probably know about Roblox and I forgot the other one. What was the other one? Minecraft. Yes. Yeah. So maybe I need to do some Minecraft, which the kids, they just breezed through that stuff. I mean, it was great. And then we had an open gym. October 19th I participated. I came here for the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration right here at the municipal building, and that was from 12 to 2 p.m. Then left there that evening. I went to the Prince George's County Muslim Council dinner, which we had the esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Yusuf Salam of the Central Park Five, and he said something that was profound to me. Which he said. He went from rejected to accepted to elected. And those words really touched me because I kind of went that same path. And so I know those words very well. October 22nd, there was the 60th anniversary celebration of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 luncheon at the Doubletree Hotel in Linthicum Heights, Maryland. This act prohibited discrimination in public accommodations and federally funded programs. It also strengthened the enforcement of voting rights and the desegregation of schools. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 is the nation's benchmark civil rights legislation, and it continues to resonate in America. To support civil rights in your daily life, you can educate yourselves on issues, actively listen to marginalized voices, speak out against discrimination when you see it, support diverse businesses and communities, advocate for policy changes, volunteer with relevant organizations, and actively work to challenge your own biases by reflecting on your actions and perspectives. October 24th was the trick or treat on Main Street, where we had nearly 5,000 children. It was a great day that day, and we had a lot of fun that day. It was nearly 5,000 people, children, and along with their parents, that came out for free candy. But October 25th, for the Safe Fall Nights, where we were providing free coding classes that teaches children from ages 4 on up. AI, drone programming, robotics programming, and financial literacy. It came out for free candy, but there was only 7 that came out for free coding classes. I just wanted to just kind of pause and just think about that, because there's a report that just came out, and this report that just came out about 2 juveniles that carjacked a woman at gunpoint at Laurel Walk Drive. I just want you to kind of think about that, but we have to ask ourselves, who takes that responsibility? Is it the children? No, it's the parents. And so we have to, I want those children. I want those children to come my way. I want you to send them my way so that we can work with these children, so that we can put the guns down and we can have a safe community. A teenager was shot. Another teenager was shot at the Gallery Place, and this was just yesterday reported, at the Gallery Place metro station from an attempted robbery. And, I got to say that, parents, it's our fault, and we got to do something about it. You bring your kids out, nearly 5,000 kids out here to come and get free candy, but when you say, well, why is this problem coming about? But send them to programs. We give them free programs. And the mayor started a program, the Safe Summer Nights, and I took the baton to do safe fall nights, safe winter nights, safe spring nights, so that you can bring your kids and we can give some education to them that perhaps you would have to pay for. We're giving it to you for free.
Excuse me, Mr. Mills.
I'm
Are you
sorry.
almost done with your report? You're 2 minutes
Yes, sir.
over time.
Almost done. October 26th, I was a little passionate about that. I apologize, but I love the kids. October 26th, congratulations to the Laurel boys. The Laurel History Boys and Voices of Laurel newspaper for a successful luncheon at the Laurel Park Raceway. And in closing, this Thursday is the last Thursday for Farmers Market, and this Friday is the last Safe Fall program at 6 p.m. at the Armory. And be tuned in for Safe Winter Nights. This concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. I'll keep my report brief tonight. On October 22nd, I attended the Finance and Administration Intergovernment Relations Committee meeting for the National League of Cities. Also on the 22nd, I attended the Planning Commission meeting here in City Hall. This past Friday, on the 25th, I attended the Fidos for Freedom Bow Wow Bash. It is their largest fundraiser of the year, where they were able to raise over $20,000 to help fund service animals for veterans and those in need. Also on the 26th, I attended the races for Voices of Laurel. It was a great event. The weather was gorgeous, and we were able to enjoy the track while we still have it here in Laurel. Upcoming events, this Saturday, November 2nd, I believe at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., there is a vine cutting event happening hosted by Laurel for the Patuxent down at Riverfront Park. So if you need community service hours, it's a way that you can come out, get into nature. The weather's looking nice and warm that day. You'll be able to come out and cut vines. That concludes my report for this evening. Mr. Mayor, on to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. I want to, first of all, thank the Girl Scout troops for coming out today. Hope I gave you a good tour and was a good host. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Hope you learned a lot. And this is your building as well, so anytime you want to come back and learn some more local government, we're welcome to have you. Mr. President, I also want to wish a speedy recovery for Sergeant Patrick Henson. I called him today. He's at home recovering from eye surgery, so he's doing well. And told him that the city is standing behind him and take his time and come back to work, Chief. I want to make a special announcement, pretty much something that happened in my family last week, a couple of weeks ago. If anyone's suffering from any type of suicide or any type of crisis, please dial 988. 988 is a number you can call. If you suffer from any type of crisis or thinking about harming yourself or you're depressed or anything going on in your life, please call 988 and ask for some help. Just want to put that out there as well. October 17th, this was mentioned before, but Prince George County Executive, Alsobrook, had her first resource fair in the municipalities. And they chose Laurel to come here, and I want to thank staff for accommodating them. First-class service. We got them a tour of the Crary Multi-Service Center, and so thanks again for that. I also want to highlight the Department of Communication Director Williams, her staff, been working very hard this past month, hosting the Prince George County Municipal Government Association meeting, along with the IT department. A lot of hard work went behind there to bring that to happen here in the city of Laurel. So I want to congratulate Director Williams and Director Conway-Shield and the staff for putting that together as well. And also, we have a Laurel newsletter, monthly newsletter, come out once a month. Director Williams and her staff have been working hard on that. This is a second edition. The first edition came out in September, have edition in October, so it's a monthly magazine. You can get it online. And I've been taking some of the senior citizen buildings as well, because I know some of our senior citizens don't do too much of internet stuff, but we want to make sure they get a copy of the magazine as well. So I want to highlight that, so please take a look at that. Once again, October 19th, we had our first, I believe it's our first, we got to check our history logs to see that we had our first Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Staff put that together, short notice, so it was great staff here in this building, so I want to congratulate them as well. October the 21st, the Laurel Reef Masonic Lodge 149, their re-grand opening. The lodge been around since 1869. The lodge was around before the city of Laurel was incorporated. And so they're reopening, they want to do work in the community service, also looking for members. So if you're looking to join a brotherhood organization, the Laurel Reef Masonic Lodge 149 is open, so you guys can check that out if you're looking to join some fellowship and get back to the community as well. October 23rd, attend the Black Males Monthly Meeting, very interesting meeting. And October 25th, I see two of the residents from the Selborne House out there in the audience. They had their harvest festival, and I went by there to talk to them and had lunch. So they, had a good lunch there. So thank y'all for providing lunch as well. Really appreciate that. And anything that, once again, our senior citizens, we always want to get back to our senior citizens and hear your concerns as well. Some Councilman Johnson's mentioned some things that she's working on that, so she'll be an ally with you all, along with other council members as well. But, so thank you for attending the meeting tonight. I appreciate that. October 27th, the Day of Service, New Life Church Day of Service, they packed 100 bags of lunch to give to the Elizabeth House. The Elizabeth House is on, Gorman Avenue to help our underserved individuals who need a lunch or snack. And I see Miss Calandra Young was out there in the audience. She was there yesterday to assist as well, so thank you for coming out as well. The day was October the day. The 100 Men Make a Difference at CMIT Middle School. Assistant Principal Ashley Jones and the Secretary, Ms. Spence, they put together 100 Men Make a Difference when the fathers come into school and sit with their sons, their nephews, their grandsons, and just to show the young men, and men do make a difference in their lives. And some of the things they did to show young men how to tie a tie, show young men how to do a firm handshake or look at someone in the eye, and taught a young man how to become a man, from a boy to a man, and taught him about leadership skills, integrity, accountability, self-discipline. So all those type of things were taught to these young men today at CMIT Middle School. I was there to partake in that, and just good to see men giving back to the community like we always do. It's just that one of the men said that it's not like we don't want to give, we just never ask. So they said continue to ask the men in the community to give back to these young men because that's what it's all about. A couple of announcements. Veterans Day, of course, one of my favorite days. So I want to say Happy Veterans Day early to all the veterans here inside the city of Laurel. I think we did, according to the United States Census Bureau, there's 1,339 veterans that live inside the city of Laurel, and there's 52,749 veterans inside Prince George County. Prince George County has the largest veteran population in the state of Maryland. So that's a good thing. So Happy Veterans Day. And so we're hosting a breakfast on November the 9th from 9 a.m. So please come out, sign up. You can go online and look for our flyer. Pre-register before you come, please, because it's limited seating. So we're looking forward to host those veterans. So you know a veteran can bring one guest with them as well. Our staff is working very hard on that, so we really appreciate that. I'm making some proclamations, Mr. President. I'm going to go down to the, yeah. First proclamation I'll make is municipal government work week, please. And we are municipal government, so I want to thank all the employees here in the city of Laurel. I think there's 237 employees, is that correct? Something close to that? Okay. So municipal government week in the city of Laurel joined the Maryland Municipal League and celebrating the success of municipal government week all over the state of Maryland. So I'd like to have our city administrator come accept this award, please. There's 156 municipalities inside the state of Maryland, and Laurel is one of those 156. And we're one of the 27 municipalities inside Prince George County. We're the second largest municipality behind population behind the city of Bowie. So thank you, city administrator, for leading us, and all your employees as well. So I want to present you with this award. So, proclamation. Thank you. Okay. The next one is Lung Cancer Wellness Month. We want to encourage all residents to learn more about evidence-based cancer on screening and early detection. This week we got a meeting with our Dr. Inobe. He's a medical officer, pro bono. He's a medical doctor in real life, but he's a medical doctor here in the city of Laurel. So we're going to meet with him this Friday, and we're going to talk about some things, how we can keep our community safe and things of that nature. So these are one of the things we're going to be talking about Friday. He's going to do a workshop or a town hall. So I'll present this to him on Friday for all the hard work he does inside the city of Laurel for keeping us safe. The next one is Extra Mile Day. So this right here, encourage all residents to take time on this day, not only to go the extra mile in his or her own life, but also acknowledge all those inspiration, those efforts and commitments to make their organization, family, community, and country, and world a better place. I want to call Miss Sally, Sandy, come on up for this award, because she's one of the, Miss Sandy, come on up. Come on up. Yeah, come on up. Miss Sandy, come on up. This, she's one of the residents, one of our seniors in the Selborne house. I always go the extra mile for the residents, whether it's when they come in. I know the property manager be like, yo, you don't work here, I work here. But she always go the extra mile, and I'm doing something for the community and her residents, taking care of the seniors. So I want to present you this award for going the extra mile here.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, this one is Veterans Day. I'm going to Deputy Chief Polinsky, please come up for this award. Deputy Chief and I got a lot in common. We're the same age, came out of high school same year. You know, he became a police officer. I did not, but I always wanted to be. And so recognition of Veterans Day, I want to present you this award right here, Chief, Deputy Chief. Appreciate it. I keep saying awards, they're proclamations, you know, I'm so used to getting awards out, you know. All right, National American Recycle Day, Director Miller, I think you come up with this one here. So in the city of Laurel, and call upon all citizens, businesses, and civil organizations to assist in the city in efforts to reduce the amount of recycling material going to landfills by increasing their participation in the city recycling program. So we have a composting program, and we have a recycling program. Our composting program going into effect next year. And so we're going to be educating you on that with our environment coordinator, Ms. Blair. So for all your hard work and the men down there at DPW, I want to present this proclamation to you as well. Thank you very much. And I want to bring up, Dr. Miller, stay here, please. Stay here. Director Conway Shields. And I guess you got to get somebody to take the picture, Director Williams. Yeah. You guys can arm wrestle over who's going to hang this award up. I was telling the Girl Scouts about this program that we have, career technical education that they have in the high schools. What it is, right, we want to transition our high school students to the workforce. It's something that the state of Maryland is pushing called Youth Apprentice. And the Youth Apprentice program is 450 hours, paid $15 an hour. And so we're actually going to be hiring 3 Youth Apprentice to our program here. One will be working in IT, who's already started in Director Conway Shields' office, and one's going to be working in communication with Director Williams' office, and another one's going to be working in DPW and Director Miller's office. In DPW, they're going to be a mechanic shop at Laurel High School. So they're going to come down after school, get their 450 hours, $15 an hour, and this from November 17th to 23rd is National Apprenticeship Week. And so we want to acknowledge all those individuals in apprenticeship. And so we're doing right now, the Youth Apprentice, we're training our young folks for the future. And so I give them their workforce so they can transition from high school into college or into a workforce, and they have this experience. So I want you guys to just share this award for you. When these young men come to work for y'all, young men or women can work for you all, that you're going to get them ready for the community. So this is National Apprenticeship Week. Thank you all. Okay. And yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Mayor. Agenda item number 6 is Mayoral Appointments and Reappointments. Mr. Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you again, Mr. President. I'd like to make the reappointment of Donna, Crary, Community Redevelopment Authority. The council resume has been submitted to the council. Also, I make the appointment of William Chase to the Juneteenth Executive Committee. Once again, those resumes have been submitted to the council, and ask the council for approval of those 2 resumes, those 2 individuals to those appointments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do I have a motion from the council?
I motion to approve the appointments.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
President Cole.
Yes,
Motion carries.
Thank you, council, for the confirmation. Appreciate it.
welcome. Agenda item number 7, public hearing. Now is the time that we want to hear from our community. We welcome your comments, which are very important to us. There was no one signed up to speak in the back of the room, but is there anybody here in the chamber that would like to speak today? Seeing none, I will open general public hearing at 6:31 p.m. and close general public hearing at 6:31 p.m. Agenda item number 8. Second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2030, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland to add a new section, 16-13, to the Laurel City Code, Chapter 16, Taxation, Article 1, in general, Section 13, Public School Employee Tax Credit Program, and to provide an effective date. This is something that I introduced at the October work session, and it had its first public hearing at the last meeting. This is something that is applicable to any public school employee that lives within the city that would serve a city student. So if they're going to Eisenhower or Laurel Elementary, Laurel High School, anywhere that a student from the city of Laurel is attending, and we have a city resident that lives here in the city and pays property taxes, they will be able to apply for this credit through the mayor's office and receive a credit against their property taxes. As we've mentioned in previous meetings, there are limitations to this program. The state has mandated what those limitations are. You must live and work in Prince George's County, so we apologize for anyone that is in Howard County, but you cannot have that credit with us. There's also a limit on how many credits you can take together. So if you already have an existing property tax credit, you cannot take multiple tax credits. You can only have one, so I encourage you to look to see which one is the most beneficial for you when you're applying for those. With those, I will open public hearing on ordinance number 2030 at 6:33 p.m. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this agenda item? Seeing none, I will close general public hearing on ordinance 2030 at 6:33 p.m. Are there any comments or questions from the council? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Go ahead, Mr. Simmons.
Yeah, just one to add to the constraints that where the city's operating under based on the state level legislation. The president mentioned two of them. The other one is private schools are excluded. Again, that's a constraint that's applied at the state level. Unfortunately, we're not able to modify that at the city level.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Mr. President, I motion to approve ordinance number 2030.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Sidnor.
I concur.
Motion carries.
Agenda item number 9, second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2031, an ordinance amending the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the Marin City Council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, and to provide an effective date. Director Saylor, you have the floor.
This ordinance will increase the operating budget by $100,000. That was due to a grant from Prince George's County for the Crary Laurel Multi-Service Center that will be split in to two parts, $50,000 for supplies for the medical suite and $50,000 for security upgrades. So that'll bring our operating budget to $43,397,245. The other portion of this ordinance will increase the communications project for this room as well as room 4 to include the, I lost it. TriCaster, thank you. The TriCaster, which will help with the hybrid meetings and the broadcasting of our Zoom meetings and other functionality. And that will bring that project to $330,000. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Director. I will open general public hearing on ordinance number 2031 at 6:36 p.m. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this agenda item? Sure. Are we
My
able to have that
apologies.
again?
Absolutely. Oh, that's better. We received a grant from Prince George's County government of $100,000 that's going to be budgeted to the multi-service center to provide supplies for the medical suite as well as security upgrades. So that brings our total general operating budget to $43,397,245. Additionally, we're adding $30,000 to the project for the upgrades to the chambers as well as our meeting room 4. Those funds, I should add, came from our public equipment grant funds, which is part of the subscriptions for cable from Verizon and Comcast. So that'll bring this project total to $330,000. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak during public hearing on ordinance 2031? Seeing none, I will close public
Excuse me,
hearing on.
Mr. President, I have one question.
I need to close public hearing
Oh,
first.
okay, thank you.
With no one wishing to speak on ordinance 2031, I will close public hearing at 6:37 p.m. Mr. Mills, you have a question or comment?
Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I just was wanted to ask, is there like a grant from other counties that we can receive for the that can go towards the multi-service center? Yeah.
Sorry. Other counties, I know that we've been meeting with the county executives from Howard and Anne Arundel. We've given tours.
We do have a $40,000 grant that came from the Anne Arundel County, I believe it was the Community Development, as well as a $25,000 grant from they have a grant from the racetrack.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Nah, he's good. Shit, so I was gonna
All right.
expand, but he really
Thank you.
expanded.
Are there any additional questions or comments from the council? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2031.
Mr. President, I move to approve ordinance 2031 as presented.
Do I have a second?
And I'll second, Mr. President.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
President Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Sidnor.
I concur.
Motion carries.
Our final agenda item of the evening, second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2032, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland to amend Chapter 2, Administration, Article 1, entitled In General, Section 2-3, entitled City Seal, City Department Seals and Logos, and Official City Branding Logos of the City of Laurel Code to change the section title to City Seal, City Department Seals and Logos, Official City Boards, Commissions, and Committee Logos, and Official Branding Logos, and require written permission of the mayor to use the city seal or city department seals and logos, official city boards, commissions, and committee logos, and official city branding logos for non-city related use in accordance with the city's policies on the use of seals and logos and providing an effective date. That was quite a mouthful. I introduced this ordinance to update our code. Previously, in 2021, this was updated, but it had a definitive date on it. So any new branding of commissions or committees, different departments that we have created since 2021 were not covered or protected by the previous ordinance. What this does is brings all of those under the protection of the city, and it will also allow for all future departments and initiatives and commissions to be protected by the city. With that, I will open general public hearing on ordinance number 2032 at 6:40 p.m. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this agenda item? Seeing none, I will close public hearing on ordinance number 2032 at 6:40 p.m. Are there any questions or comments from the council? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move to approve ordinance number 2032.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Sidnor.
I concur.
Motion carries.
Before I adjourn this meeting, I did want to make the announcement that the next meeting of the Mayor and City Council will be scheduled for November 4th at 5 p.m. in person. It is a work session. Typically, it's the first Wednesday of the month, but with next week being Maryland Municipal League Summer Conference, many of us will be attending that, so we have moved the work session to November 4th at 5 p.m. It will be immediately followed by an in-person Mayor and City Council meeting. Again, that was moved due to Veterans Day the following week and National League of Cities that same week. So again, the Mayor and City Council work session and regular meeting will be November 4th at 5 p.m. With no further business before the City Council, this meeting is adjourned.